Chest and triceps workout today, starting off by warming up my shoulders. Training my chest would be a painful experience without this warm-up routine. I'm doing these bended pull-aparts for my rotator cuff and I'm holding for 1 second at the pulled position. I also do that in this position here. Then I proceed to bended dislocations, and finally I imitate the pressing movement while using the bend to work on my shoulder stability. If you have a shoulder pain while performing these pressing movements, like bench press for example, give this a try and you may immediately notice that it doesn't hurt anymore. Now that our joints are ready to go, time to warm up the muscle as well. Okay, first working set, time to abuse this machine. I'll use all the weight we have available, which is 100 kilograms. That's more than enough though, if you use a perfect form as I do. I like using machines more than free weights when it comes to training for hypertrophy. They make it very easy to have that robotic movement pattern, to make every rep exactly the same, which makes it very easy to track your progress. That's important. But also there's a reason why they make these machines the way they do. These handles, for example, are designed in a way that allows you to target your chest very nicely. Notice how at the bottom of the movement I have a complete stretch in my chest, and as I press, my arms are coming closer together so I can have a full chest contraction. Now these two things are making my chesticles very engaged. First is how much control I have. Every single rep is the same. 1 second pause at the bottom, 1 second pause at the top, and very slow movement, especially at the negative part of the rep, on the way down. This allows me to feel my chesticles working. It's called mind-to-muscle connection, and it's the key when it comes to training for muscle growth. Second thing that I do is keep my repetition range somewhere around 10 reps. That allows me to squeeze the living shit out of the muscle. I can ensure that I'm training to failure and that I keep intensity very high. I did 4 sets of these, only the last set included the double drop set. Now I know exactly what's going over in your mind right now. You're thinking, oh my god, this guy is so good looking. Yeah, I know that I look cool and that you want to keep watching, but we have to keep moving. The next exercise is an incline press on the Smith machine. I'm using this angle to target my upper chest. I like the Smith machine because it gives you that very strict movement pattern. It really helps you focus on targeting the muscle and you don't have to worry about the balance and about controlling the exact path of the bar. You just press up and down. The key is to create a setup where the bar will pass just below your chin. Try to go as deep as your shoulders will allow you to. Ideally let the bar make contact with your chest and pause for 1 second there, but don't let it rest there. The tension still has to remain in your chest. I'm using the weight that will allow me to reach failure somewhere between 8 to 10 reps. When I say failure, I don't mean sentence yourself to death by guillotine. If you're not confident you can make it, either use a spotter or just stop 1 rep shy of failure. I also did the drop set on the last set here. I like to use drop sets to add intensity to my workouts. Here you can see how I'm setting everything back to the starting position. Okay, so when you start a drop set you will already be pretty close to failure. 3 to 4 reps and you're probably done. Now I'm proceeding to the overhead press. That will also work a little bit of the upper chest, but the main goal of this exercise for me is to target my front delt and my triceps. Again, for the same reason I'm using a machine. Seated machine press doesn't cause stress on my lower back like the standing military press does. You know, I'm just a boring old man. But really it helps me focus on the muscle without distractions. You can notice by now that I'm keeping my repetition range somewhere around 10 reps. That allows me to reach muscle failure by lifting lighter weights, which keeps my joints safe and less prone to injuries. If you snap some or your joints start hurting, I bet you won't be making much progress in the gym after that. At least not for the next couple of months. And then you have to start all over again. Okay, I'm removing the hoodie, which means it's time to get serious. But really, you keep hearing training intensity is important, you have to train hard, but what does that really mean? Training intensity is measured through something called RPE. It's a way to measure how you feel on a scale of 1 to 10 during physical activity. 1 being very light activity like brushing your eyebrows, and 10 being maximum effort, when there is no chance you can keep going even if someone is pointing a gun to your head, something you're about to witness in one moment. The higher you keep the intensity, the better the results you'll be getting. And as I mentioned a moment before, keeping your repetition range a bit higher will allow you to do that in a very safe manner. Now is the time to do a little bit of triceps isolation work. I will start with the skull crushers, and no, the goal of this exercise is not to crush your skull, it's to create resistance in your triceps in the stretched position. That's why we're not gonna lower the bar down to the skull, but behind the head. That's where we have a better stretch. And we know that the muscle is getting the best stimulus to grow when it's under the tension in a completely stretched position. Now that I can't do this anymore, I proceed to the close grip presses right away. This is one of my favorite ways to use supersets. Did you know that the triceps makes up 70% of an arm's total mass? It's a big muscle, so in case you want bigger arms, might consider doing more triceps work. And that's exactly why I'm not done yet. This triceps finisher is a great way to get the job done. I'm using 2 ropes because that allows me to position my arms back behind the torso and create the full triceps contraction at the bottom of the movement. Much better than the regular tricep press down. And now I'm proceeding to the final exercise. I've been working on adding size to my front deltoid because it's disproportionately smaller than the medial and rear deltoid in my case. Honestly, I never would have noticed if it wasn't for someone telling me that. Now I do some extra volume there so I can have proportional delts. Subscribe if you enjoyed this workout. Here's another one. It's back and shoulders. See you there. Bye bye.